Once upon a time in the bustling streets of early 20th century Boston, a name emerged that would leave an indelible mark on the history of financial fraud: Charles Ponzi. If you thought the world of high finance was all about suits, ties, and strict regulations, think again. Ponzi, the man behind the infamous Ponzi scheme, has a story bursting with thrilling twists and gut-wrenching moments. As we journey into this wild narrative, we'll shine a spotlight on one of Ponzi's victims, Joseph Lecolst, who lost a staggering $50,000, about $650,000 in today's cash. Buckle up, this tale is anything but boring. Who was Joseph Lecolst? Our story starts with Joseph Lecolst, an everyday guy who seemed to have it all figured out. Born in the late 1880s, Lecolst was a gifted entrepreneur and rightfully proud of his accomplishments. However, like many, he yearned for that extra something: financial security, perhaps fame, or just the thrill of a smart investment that could change everything overnight. By 1920, Lecolst was living the American dream, running a small bakery. He had built a life filled with hard work, commitment, and the occasional daydream of wealth that allured him like a siren song. That's when into his life strode none other than Charles Ponzi, a man whose charm could sell ice to an Eskimo. The two met at a local gathering where Ponzi regaled listeners with his grand talk of rare international postal reply coupons that he claimed were the golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. Lecolst was intrigued. The meeting of minds. As they chatted about the glitz and glamour of quick wealth, Lecolst was drawn to Ponzi's magnetic personality. He painted a picture of a simple investment opportunity that could basically print money. Who wouldn't want a piece of that pie? Ponzi reassured everyone that they could double their money in just 90 days. It was tempting, dazzling, and entirely too good to be true. With a mixture of excitement and nervousness, Lecolst coughed up a jaw-dropping $50,000 to invest, a life-altering sum for him, especially in those days. If only he had known that he was stepping onto a financial roller coaster headed for disaster. The warning signs. As time went on, warning signs began to flicker like a faulty neon sign outside a shady bar. Here's a quick rundown of what should have raised red flags for Lecolst and others entangled in Ponzi's web. 1. Unbelievable returns. The promise of quick wealth in only 90 days? If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. 2. Lack of transparency. Ponzi was tight-lipped about how the investment worked. Strangely, he was more focused on charming investors than explaining the nuts and bolts. 3. High pressure. Ponzi was relentless. He pushed people to invest now or risk losing out on this unique opportunity. 4. Heavily fractured reputation. Skeptics and previous investors had begun to whisper doubts about Ponzi's game, but Lecolst chose to ignore them, entranced by the quick potential for riches. 5. Unsettling rumors. The financial community was buzzing with murmurs about Ponzi seeking funds from other investors to pay old ones, creating a classic rob Peter to pay Paul scenario. It's easy to criticize the lack of vigilance from Lecolst and others now, but the glimmer of promise was too bright to ignore, and Ponzi's charm cleverly obscured the truth. The unraveling, alas, the music eventually stopped. As Ponzi's operation began to unravel in late 1920, Lecolst was hit by a wave of panic. News reports began to reveal that Ponzi was unable to pay investors, and soon enough, a run on his scheme became inevitable. Joseph watched helplessly as his dreams of financial security evaporated, leaving him with nothing but debts and shattered hopes. By August 1920, Ponzi was arrested, and it was confirmed that he was running a massive scam that had duped thousands. Lecolst, like many others, felt the paralyzing sting of betrayal as he counted the cost of his trust in a con man. Conclusion. The saga of Charles Ponzi and Joseph Lecolst is a vibrant, cautionary tale, a reminder that sometimes the allure of quick riches can blind us to the reality seeping in like a cold draft. Lecolst learned this lesson the hard way when he lost everything he had worked for, thanks to Ponzi's fanciful promises. As we reflect on their intertwined destinies, let's heed the warnings, trust your instincts, and stay skeptical when the deal seems too sweet. After all, in the world of finance, what glitters isn't always gold.